anonymous. We are the collective that refuses to bow to corruption. The ones who strip away the lies of the powerful and reveal the truths they desperately want to bury. We do not forgive. We do not forget. And tonight, we bring forward a revelation that cuts deep into the Trump dynasty. One that exposes the connections between Donald Trump's family and Jeffrey Epstein's dark empire. This is about Ivanka Trump, Donald's prized daughter, and Ivana Trump, his late ex-wife, both appearing in Epstein's notorious Little Black Book. This is not rumor. This is not speculation. This is the documented fact, released from the Epstein estate, and now in the hands of Congress. And for the Trumps, the consequences are damning. Let us begin where the story has broken open. The Epstein estate, forced under pressure, handed over a massive set of documents to Congress. These included Epstein's will, his so-called birthday book, and most importantly, the infamous Little Black Book. This black book was not a phone directory. It was Epstein's personal contact archive, a web of connections that mapped out his ties to the global elite politicians, billionaires, celebrities, lawyers, and enablers. Hundreds of names were listed. Some were circled. Some were coded under words like massage, or linked to locations like Paris and Ireland. These were not random entries. They were deliberate, and among them, they were Ivanka Trump and Ivana Trump. The implications of this are explosive. Ivanka, the daughter Donald Trump once called his real star, the one he paraded as the polished face of his empire, is now exposed as being part of Epstein's documented network. And Ivana, Donald's first wife, who died in 2022, under circumstances still raising questions, is there too. Both women connected directly by name to Jeffrey Epstein's inner world. For anyone else, this would be shocking. But for the Trump family, whose lives intersected with Epstein's repeatedly over decades, it is damning confirmation of what many suspected. Let's put this in context. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were not casual acquaintances. In the 1990s and early 2000s, they were friends, party companions, fellow predators in the same elite ecosystem. Trump admitted in a 2002 interview that Epstein was a terrific guy who liked beautiful women as much as Trump did many of them on the younger side. That is Trump's own quote. Epstein attended Trump's parties at Mar-a-Lago. Trump was filmed with him in 1992, pointing out young women like merchandise. Epstein recruited girls from Mar-a-Lago, where one of his first known victims worked. This is the backdrop. Epstein was not a stranger to the Trump orbit. He was inside it. And now Ivanka and Ivana's names in the Black Book show just how deep the family's ties ran. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's partner in crime, admitted in interviews that she met Donald and Ivana Trump in the early 1990s. Maxwell's father had business dealings that connected him to Trump, and Ivana, being from Czechoslovakia, was of particular interest to him. By the early 1990s, Maxwell, Epstein, and the Trumps were in overlapping circles. This was the era when Ivanka was growing up in elite New York society, molded to be her father's perfect successor, and Ivana was still connected to Donald's empire. That is precisely the period when their names appeared in Epstein's book. Now let us examine the documents themselves. The birthday book contained notes from powerful figures like Bill Clinton, Leon Black, Alan Dershowitz, and even an alleged entry from Donald himself, featuring a nude sketch and the line, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Trump denies it, calls it fake, and sues the Wall Street Journal for reporting it. But the fact remains, the estate turned this book over to Congress. It exists, and paired with the Black Book, it builds a picture of a man and a family deeply embedded in Epstein's social web. Ivanka Trump's presence in the Little Black Book is especially significant because of how she has been portrayed. She was the polished face of Trump's White House, his advisor, the so-called moderating influence, the daughter he publicly admired in ways disturbingly inappropriate. Trump made comments about Ivanka's looks joked about dating her if she weren't his daughter, and constantly used her as a prop to humanize himself. But the revelation that her name appears in Epstein's contact records shatters that carefully constructed image. It means she, too, was part of the social elite Epstein considered within his reach, within his circle. Maybe she was not a victim, maybe she was not a perpetrator, but she was there recorded by the man whose empire of abuse reached into every corner of power. That alone destroys the narrative of Ivanka as clean, untouchable, separate from the swamp her father created. And then there is Ivana Trump. Ivana was part of Donald's world during his friendship with Epstein. She would have been present at social events, parties, and gatherings where Epstein and Maxwell appeared. Her name in the book suggests she was a recognized contact, someone Epstein wanted to keep close because of her status as Trump's wife and later ex-wife. But Ivana's story takes a darker twist. In 2022, she died suddenly, reportedly from a fall down the stairs in her New York home. Almost immediately, Donald Trump arranged for her to be buried on his New Jersey golf course, using her grave to designate the land as a cemetery for tax purposes. Even in death, Ivana became a financial tool for Trump. And now, with her name emerging in Epstein's files, her connection to this scandal continues to haunt the family. Consider the broader picture. Epstein's Black Book has been described by survivors as a roadmap of his operations. It contained not just contacts, but notes, circles, and categories that indicated levels of involvement. Legal analysts who reviewed it noted that some names were explicitly connected to massage appointments and linked to locations tied to Epstein's abuse. Ivana and Ivanka's names were among hundreds, but their significance comes from who they are, part of the Trump dynasty tied to Donald Trump, who himself is deeply entangled with Epstein. This was not just another contact. This was part of a network where abuse was normalized, covered up, and enabled by those in power. Survivors of Epstein's abuse have been vocal. They testified on Capitol Hill that they know the names of those who abused them, that they are compiling their own list. They said, "We know the names. Many of us were abused by them." And while the DOJ has slowly released fragments of information, the survivors are determined to expose the truth themselves. Their words add weight to the documents. The Black Book is not meaningless. It is evidence, and every name in it demands scrutiny, Ivanka and Ivana included. And yet Donald Trump continues to deny. He claims he barely knew Epstein. He pretends he had a falling out. He sues newspapers. He screams witch hunt whenever the truth gets close. But denial does not erase documents. Denial does not erase photographs. Denial does not erase Ivanka's and Ivana's names from Epstein's book. The pattern is clear. Donald Trump lies, deflects, and distracts, but reality keeps surfacing. And the more we uncover, the more we see that the Trump family was not a victim of Epstein's world. They were part of it. For Ivanka, this revelation is devastating to her image. She has tried to distance herself from her father's scandals, presenting herself as an independent businesswoman, a global figure. She left politics after her father's presidency, attempting to rehabilitate her brand. But the Black Book drags her back in. Her name is not speculation. It is written in the records of Jeffrey Epstein, and that association is permanent. For even gone now, her legacy is complicated further. Her death, her burial on a golf course, and her presence in Epstein's files connect her forever to the darkest chapter of the Trump era. The bottom line is this: Epstein's little Black Book is not random. It is not meaningless. It is a record of connections, of power, of complicity. The appearance of Ivanka Trump and Ivana Trump in that book proves that the Trump family was far closer to Epstein than Donald Trump wants the world to believe. This is not just about Donald himself. It is about his dynasty, his image, his family being entangled in the web of one of history's most infamous predators. Donald Trump. The skeletons in your closet are no longer just Yours. They belong to your family, too. Ivanka's name is there. Ivana's name is there. No denial will change that. No lawsuit will erase it. No distraction will bury it. The truth is out. The world can see it. And the survivors will not let it be forgotten. We are anonymous. We do not forget. We do not forgive. And to everyone listening, demand accountability. Share this story. Pressure your representatives to release every page of the Epstein files unredacted and complete. Do not let Ivanka and Ivana Trump's names in Epstein's black book fade into silence. The truth must be seen. The guilty must be exposed. Stay vigilant.